Hello there, folks. Welcome to 48 Hours 2021. I'm Louise Spraggon, and I'm your health and safety officer who's giving you advice and guidance while you make your amazing films. Let's be really upfront with you guys. It's not an easy time at the moment. We are facing drastic times across New Zealand with COVID-19. But as we know, as well as being amazing filmmaking teams, you are part of a team of 5 million. So let's do it right. If you're at level 3 lockdown, that means you cannot go outside with your mates, grouping together from different bubbles, making films. You have to stay at home. Make your film at home. Look at it as an unusual challenge for you, just like it was last year. But please do not meet up with your mates from different bubbles. Please do not go outside of your home, and please do not make films in the wider community. If you're looking for loopholes to get around that, you really haven't clicked into what we're trying to do in New Zealand to keep everybody safe. If you're at level 2, that's very fortunate for you guys. Well done. Keep staying safe. My advice there to you is that you can go outside of your home, but again, keep your bubble tight. Wear a mask if you can. If you're an actor in your short film, then remove your mask to do your acting piece. But if you're part of the crew, if you can wear a mask and that's appropriate to do so, then please wear a mask. The less amount of time you spend breathing on each other, if you do have anything wrong with you, even a common cold is not great these days. You know, it's much better if you can reduce, even if we can't eliminate COVID completely. So rule of thumb, level 3, you're doing it at home, you're doing it in your close contact bubble, you're not looking for loopholes to get outside of that, you're making films at home, please. Level 2, you can go outside of your home and make a film, keep your bubble tight, avoid public places if you can with lots of people, and if you do have to go to a shopping center or a park, keep at least 2 meters away from people. More information on the government website. Always refer to the government website in New Zealand. Don't go onto Facebook and look for what other people have said about things. Go to the horse's mouth, as it were. Go to the government site, go to the Ministry of Health, and follow their advice and guidance, please. We are a team of 5 million, as Auntie Jacinda says, so let's please keep it tight, have a great filmmaking competition, but please be safe in COVID times. Wider health and safety. Let's use common sense, folks. If it looks unsafe and you think, oh, it could be a bit dodgy, it probably is unsafe and probably is a bit dodgy. Big things you need to think about, just to keep this nice and tight for you. If you're filming by a road, you need to have a vest on, fluoro vests. Go down the $2 shop, get yourself a fluoro vest, put that on. You cannot be doing anything by the side of a road that's likely to distract the public and cause a road traffic accident. The police won't look too kindly on that. If you're using anything to do with fire or fireworks, you need to make sure that you're not in a fire ban area, obviously. You need to make sure that it's done safely and that, you know, nobody's going to get injured and you've got fire extinguishing equipment standing by. If in doubt, don't do it. That's the basic rule of thumb. Also, guys, if you're going out and about and you're filming at night, be mindful of your neighbors. If you're shooting anything that's before 7 o'clock in the morning or after 7 o'clock at night, your neighbors will not be taking kindly to you shooting a crazy zombie film at 2 o'clock in the morning, screaming and running around. They will call noise control and they will sever you in your prime. If you're working at height, think about the ladders you're working on. Please, 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 3 points of contact. Don't extend the ladder up too high. Make sure someone's footing your ladders. Look at screen safe guidelines. Look at work safe guidelines for how to use ladders safely. Again, if it looks unsafe, it probably is. Don't hang out of windows. Don't climb on the roof. If you're working near water, number one, think about having somebody that can swim, obviously near the water in the first place. Your actors are going to get cold if they're in swimming pools. If you're fortunate to have a pool in your back garden, you've got to think about how you're going to save someone if they get into difficulties. What are you going to do to keep those actors warm? Is it safe? And certainly keep all those electrical items well away from that pool. 48 hours, it's a long time when you're making a film back to back. So think about taking breaks, swapping people in and out if you can. Make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're having little snacks along the way. And the further through the 48 hours you go, the more tired you'll become. So I would say do anything that you think is particularly challenging first while you're fresh and awake. Leave the other stuff to the back end, because accidents in my experience happen when people are tired and showing that level of fatigue. If you're using drones, folks, please, please, please don't fly them over people's private property without permission. Keep them away from roads at all costs. You should not be flying a drone across a road. You can't be putting a drone above a car and driving the car down the road with a drone over it. If you cause an accident, you'll be in serious problems. The police will come after you. Don't be flying them near airports, helipads. Again, look on the government website, look on the ScreenSafe website for more information about drones. They're a great tool when they're used correctly. 48 hours is a long time for some of our older participants in this filmmaking competition. And also if you're doing a short film which requires humans to be drinking, say they're in a bar or you're doing a gangster scene with alcohol in, please don't use real alcohol. Use apple juice, colored water, something that isn't alcohol. Stay sober, wait till you won the competition, then have a small sweet sherry to celebrate. But please don't be consuming alcohol while you're doing this. Just stay safe. If you're doing anything with stunts, anything with guns, anything with any kind of weapon, if you're out and about, if you're at level 2 and you can go outside, please do not be taking even fake looking guns out into a park and pretending to shoot each other. You need to let the police know. Please, please, please do that. I've heard of filmmaking competitions where SWAT teams descend upon them because they think they're using real guns. So please let the police know what you're doing. They're great. Call them up. Let them know when you're starting, when you're finishing. The same if you're using any kind of weaponry. All of that stuff should be plastic or rubber. It shouldn't be real stuff. Injuries can be caused even with blunted swords. So, please, please be careful. The same goes with that fire as well. Let the fire brigade know if you're using any smoke effects. If you've got a smoke machine or a hazer, using anything like that, do let them know so that when your neighbor calls up and says, we think this house is on fire, they can say, look, we actually know they're doing some special effects in there. Finally, folks, if you're working with children, if you're working with animals, make sure you're trained to do so. That's children and animals. Make sure the kids aren't too tired. Make sure the kids are safe and warm. And please, please, please do look after those animals. Make sure your dog, your cat, your iguana is safe to be around other people. And, just look after yourselves, look after those around you and any kind of creature that you may be working with. I think that kind of covers it. I'm going to be around for the duration of the filmmaking competition. So you can give me a call, you can drop me an email, and I'll try and answer any questions I can. But the rule of thumb is stay at home, level 3. Do your filmmaking at home. Level 2, you can go out, put a mask on, scan where you go, contact tracing, and stay safe. If it looks unsafe, it probably is. As Steven Spielberg says, no film is worth dying for. So stay safe and have a great 48 hours.